Morning! I hope that you're all well. I'm sorry I didn't do a video last weekend, but I was really poorly. In that week I had gone to the hairdressers and I'd also met up with a friend, and I think that I picked something up in either one of those places. It poleaxed me. I was so poorly, but I'm fighting fit now. I did have some things to show you last weekend, but for the life of me, I can't remember what they were now. My temperature for days was so high. It's like a blank in my memory now. I have got lots to show you today though. Now, in the previous videos, I've been showing my work in progress on MB 1914, which is a sampler that is stitched in reds and greens. I had so many emails and messages asking me to release it as quickly as possible that I did release it yesterday. And it's quite unbelievable actually, although I'd finished it a few days ago. It was only Thursday morning that I took the linen off the frame. I went to my framers and then my photographers. I had the photograph come through from the photographer late Thursday, and yesterday I released the PDF and the booklets. I don't have the sampler here, it's with my photographer. I'll pick it up in the week ahead and I'll show it to you in a future video. Now, the PDF is available for an instant download, and the printed booklet should be with me towards the beginning of the week after next, and they will ship as soon as I've received them. It's a beautiful sampler. There is something so tranquil and comforting about the sampler, and I thoroughly enjoyed every single stitch. There's 5 colours, but the turquoise, you only require to use it for 3 stitches. So if you've got a blue or a turquoise in your stash, use that rather than spend money buying a whole reel or skein. It's all cross stitch over 2, so it's suitable for Ada and linen, and it is something that's sort of very joyous to stitch. I love the colour combinations, but if you don't like red and green, you could change it up into something different, and I know that somebody will do that, and I look forward to seeing their progress and their finishing. I love seeing people's own creativity. It's what the little girls did when they stitched their samplers. Okay, so the other thing that I released in the last week was this project bag. And the project bag says Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers, and you have 2 options with the panel for the project bag. You have this strip in red to match this beautiful red in the fabric, or you have a strip in this fabric so that there'll be no text on the bag at all. The lining is, oh, I just love this lining. It's so adorable. Look at that. Really, really pretty. This is the project bag that I made up in the tutorial for how to put the project bags together. The reason I chose Lucy Navier for the bag that says Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers is because I consider this one of my greatest achievements when it comes to reproducing samplers. It wasn't the fact of stitching the sampler. I didn't stitch it, a model stitcher did, Bethany Gallant, but charting it so that it could be stitched by somebody reading a chart made me think long and hard. And so I chose Lucy as I consider this probably the best booklet I've issued to go with Friends of Hands Across the Sea samplers. I love the patterns and the colours. It works so well. This is a lovely zipper pull. It's got my initials on, and it's got that little splash of red in that strawberry to go with the pattern. So that's available on the website now. The framers, when I went to the framers, I picked up something, and it's the beautiful Marie Verlat from Running with Scissors and Needles. Now, I didn't stitch this. This is a sampler that I fell in love with when I saw it being advertised in the lead up to Nashville. And when I went into the sales room that was shared by Antique Needleworkers, Shelley, and Running with Scissors and Needles, it was the Emmanuel sampler from Shelley that I knew I had to stitch. But if I had more time for personal stitching, I would have stitched this. And I did say that in a Flosstube. I think that this is one of the prettiest samplers I've ever seen. And I just love the way that these threads, the colours of these threads, just make this so beautiful. Anyway, when I was going through the gifts that I'd received at Swindon, I opened a gift, and in there was this stitched sampler. I could have died. I was just, oh my God, I don't believe it. What a wonderful gift, really, truly wonderful gift. I had a little cry because I was so touched by the kindness shown to me, and the sampler had been finished into a mat, and I thought, no, this has got to be framed. And this is one of the few pieces that is not a Hands Across the Sea samplers design that will hang in my red room. So I was a very, very lucky girl. And talking of my red room, I picked up, I've been to the framers twice this last week, and the first visit I picked up a batch of samplers that were framed, many of them red, and including this one, the red sampler room. This is to hang in the room, as if people didn't know it was a red sampler room. There's so many samplers in there. The borders are taken from Francois's sampler, which is a free download for Friends of Hands Across the Sea samplers on the Facebook group, and I modified the centre to say the red sampler room. And I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that I also posted in the group the little chart for the wording. If I haven't and you want it, just message me and I'll make sure I post it in the group. Really pleased with that. The room is nearly complete. I'm getting very, very excited. I've shown you this before. This was a sampler stitch by Alice Delow. I have the second, she stitched 3 samplers. The second one has been framed. It's at the photographer's, and I'm expecting the photographs to come through this weekend from the photo shoot. So there is a third sampler that Alice stitched, and I want to release all 3 samplers together in one book. And it's getting very close. I started it this week, and I should finish it, I would think, probably within 2 good stitching sessions. So that won't be long coming. I had an email yesterday actually asking me when Alice's samplers were going to be released. As soon as that one's finished and framed and photographed, I will put the booklet together. Do you know, I've got so many samplers waiting to release. I've got a batch of samplers from workshops from years past. I have just got to release. It's just finding the time. Oh, something else that I released, but I can't remember if I've spoken about this in a video before. I think it was one of the things I was going to speak about last weekend, but I can't remember. And that is the hexagons for making the little pin cushions. We've issued a range of blue, which is very pretty. Multicoloured ones that will go with the project bags for Magdalena Uthwaite, but are just lovely to stitch to put together just for a pin cushion. You don't have to have the project bag for Magdalena. And then if you buy the fabric for the Needleworker's Companion, you will already have these hexagons, but I was asked if I would issue the hexagons by themselves. So here we are in red. Now, I've also issued a black and caramel series of hexagons to make a pin cushion that's this size. I haven't got any to show you because I just can't keep them in stock. The fabric is coming in, I'm cutting it and it's shipping out for existing orders. The one I put together was on the display table at Swindon, and I had so many people ask me because the fabric for all these hexagons sold out, and people kept on asking me could they buy that pin cushion. So in the end I relented and one lady bought the finished pin cushion from me. But I'll put a picture up of the fabric for the large hexagon pin cushion. It's really lovely, it's chunky, and it's a good one for displaying your counting pins. And what was also really nice about that, because of its size, you could put it together on your sewing machine rather than hand sewing it. This week, Krista of our sampler years announced the group's 2026 stitch along, and she has chosen the beautiful Harriet Goddard. Here is the sampler. It's so pretty. It's quite a Christmassy sampler. You've got the stags, that resemble reindeer. You've got the little Christmas trees, and of course you've got all this red and green. If you want to participate in a stitch along for 2026 that's not a huge sampler, this is something that's very, very doable over 12 months. Krista is a wonderful stitch along leader. So if you're not a member of our sampler years, go along, join the group and participate in this stitch along. The booklet is available as a PDF or a printed booklet. It's just gorgeous. Really, really pretty. Okay, so what's happening in my life? Well, now that Swindon has come and gone, my main focus is swinging into the production of the next red box. Most of the samplers the booklets have already gone to print and are arriving. The red boxes themselves are currently being, the logo is being added in gold leaf to the tops of the boxes. They'll be here in a week or so. And all the goodies are nearing completion of production. And it promises to be a really lovely box. It has behind the scenes been in production for the last, over 2 years, and the samplers are really, really lovely in that box. I can't wait to share the theme with you, but that won't be until I post the advance notice of the release date. I'm aiming for the end of January, beginning of February for that to release. It's very exciting. It's quite a strange thing, juggling all the things we have in production in my mind. The red box for 2027, the samplers, 3/4 of the samplers are already stitched and photographed framed and photographed, and it's trying to keep everything compartmentalized. We have to work so far ahead. The 2027 Queen of the May is well into production. The 2026 Queen of the May is finished, framed, photographed, research done. It's just amazing how far ahead that you have to work ahead. Okay, I'm starting to ramble now. I'm going to edit and upload this video. I'm going to take my dogs for a walk, and then my job this weekend is making a quilt as a present for a friend. I've been looking forward to that. I've got everything ready. My sewing machine is all set up over there, and I'm looking forward to quilting away. I hope by Sunday night I will have a finished quilt. We shall see. Anyway, until next weekend, stay well, stay safe. Bye-bye.